Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Feels like it's been a little bit. Went away to see some family for Thanksgiving to New York. Freezing cold, back in Florida now. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed your holiday weekend. It is Sunday, and that means we need to prepare for this coming week. Last week was very interesting. We had Thursday off. We had a really ugly day on Friday, half a day as well, due to some virus concerns. How do we react to this news? What are the technicals showing us? What do we need to pay attention to in the news about this virus concern that's coming out? Do we buy this dip? Do we hold off? Do we let it dip a little bit more? Let's go ahead and answer some of these questions today with the data that we know. So we're going to take a look at the futures, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the S&P, and take a quick look at some of the stay-at-home trade, as well as how the tech trade held up pretty well on Friday. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into this. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and make sure to come hang out in the pre-market live streams every single market day from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So guys, before we jump into the charts, I just want to quickly let you know that we are doing a Black Friday sale on the Discord chat, something that I really don't like to discount. But around the holidays, around Black Friday, around Christmas, I like to do a little bit something. So we're doing 30% off the first 3 months that you're in the chat. Come hang out for 3 months, get a feel for it. If you like it, great. If not, you can leave at any time. If you guys want to check that out, the link is going to be down below, and you're also going to see it on your screen right now. So make sure to check that out. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into this. So here is the daily chart on the NASDAQ, guys. And we know that on Friday, we had a little bit of a nasty day, right? This is your candle here on Friday. A nasty day. Something you don't love to see. Something that I'm not going to panic over, but definitely something we need to be aware of. The reason for the fall is because of some, virus concerns. I'm going to stay away from saying the C word here, the virus word. But the virus concerns that came in on Friday is what caused this drop. We have this new variant that could, potentially cause problems. Do I think this is a little bit of an overreaction? Yes, I really do believe it is. I think this market is a little bit wanting a reason to take a little bit of a dip. I think there is a good reason to see a dip. Do I think this is the start of March 2020 all over again? I think it's a little early to say something like that. Am I being a little bit cautious here? Yes, I'm definitely being cautious. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and sell all my stock. I'm not going to, be a perma bull or a perma bear coming into Monday thinking that this is it, the market's done. I am going to be cautious of this day that we saw on Friday. It's not the worst day. You guys can see if you really zoom out here, there's really a lot of support to the downside that we could definitely hold up at. But we definitely need to pay attention to the news that continues to come out. How much are they going to push this new variant? How much are they going to try to panic the market here on this new variant of the virus? So, I can't answer those questions. I can't tell you what's going to happen here, in a month from now, in 2 months from now, with this new virus concern that comes out. No one was able to predict March 2020, and no one is going to be able to predict anything like that in the future. But we just need to be aware of it and see what's occurring, especially with that news that's coming out. And the market has been a little bit uneasy to that type of news, especially the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is what gets hurt the most, right? Because that's the travel names. But tech was somewhat resilient. Now, you guys can see, if we look at the technicals, we did fall below the 20 SMA. So we're now below the 20 SMA here on the NASDAQ. We did not hold that level, and I wouldn't expect us to hold that level on that type of news that comes out. So we are not holding that level. Now, where we did hold so far is these previous lows. I've talked about this previously on the channel. I need to see these 15,900 lows hold. If we break below that level, guys, that is a new low, and we are making lower lows. When you make lower lows, you are in a downtrend. So you do not want to see a lower low form here. This is November 10th. The low of this candle is 15,896. If you get a drop below that, you are making a lower low. That is technically a downtrend. So we want to see if we can hold that level, 15.9. Now, if you guys remember from back in October, I always talked about the possible retest of these previous highs. We never retested these previous highs on the NASDAQ. I like to see break and retest. You guys know that's my trading strategy. I like to see the break, I like to see the retest, and I love to see if that is a buying opportunity. So we had the break, we never had the retest. Do we see this retest now in the next coming weeks? Do we see the retest of 15,007? Is that what is coming here on the NASDAQ? It's possible. The 15.7 retest, I know a lot of bears will come out of their holes and say that this market is about to crash, but the 15.7 retest is still a very bullish place for the market to hold. This is still higher highs, higher lows on the longer term time frames. So if we do get that 15.7 pullback, if we do hold here at this previous all-time high, this is still a very bullish situation. I know it's going to look a little bit nasty in the short term, but if we were to get a break, a retest, a consolidation here at 15.7 and then a push higher, that would still be a very bullish situation. So those are the two levels I'm watching here on the NASDAQ, guys. These lows around 15.9 and then these previous all-time highs around 15.7. That is the NASDAQ. Those are the pullback levels that I am looking for. Now, on the ES, the fall was a little bit nastier. Why? Because the ES has some travel names in it, right? It's a little bit more exposed to those travel names and less resilient to the stay-at-home trade. The stay-at-home trade is a lot of tech names, stuff that isn't brick and mortar. That's better, and that's more apparent in the NASDAQ. So it holds up a little bit better in this type of news. Now the ES is sort of that middleman, and it definitely got hurt a little bit more. What you guys can see is the ES was definitely stalling over the last few weeks. Look at this stall here at this 47.40. We knew that was occurring. It looked like there needed to be a reason for it to fall, and maybe this was the reason that we needed for the ES to take a dip. The ES is still making higher highs and higher lows. This is the level that I need to see hold on the ES, 45.50, 4,550. That is those previous highs here from back in August, September. If we do a little break and a retest and we hold that 47.50, that is the key level that I'm going to be looking at. If we do not hold this 47.50 range, then we have the 50 SMA on the daily chart below. Those are the next two pullback levels that I will be watching here on the ES. Now, finally, the Dow, the one that got hurt the most. The Dow was down about 1,000 points on Friday. Why did the Dow get hurt so much? The Dow got hurt so much because it is made up of a lot of travel names, Boeings, your airlines. Everything that is affected by travel is most likely in the Dow Jones. These are your travel names, and that is why you got hurt here. The cruise lines, Royal Caribbeans, the ones that got hurt the most in March 2020, also saw the biggest dips on Friday, right? So you had that massive red candle here on the Dow, breaking through the 20, the 50, the 100, all breaking through. Now, I will say the moving averages, I don't think they're very strong here since around March of this year. Why do I say that? Because when the price action is sideways, moving averages are not strong. They're not to be trusted. When price action is in a vertical or in a very strong trend, similar to like what it was between here in January to April, you guys can see how the moving averages were fanned out and had a very, very even space between them. What you'll notice starting around around May and June, you start to see these moving averages being a little bit sloppy. And when you start to see that, that means the price action is starting to stall sideways, and the moving averages aren't to be trusted to much extent. So you can see we just nailed right through both of those moving averages on this news of the Dow or of the virus. So the Dow, is this something that I would be buying here right now? Absolutely not. There's too much question marks here, especially with the virus. I think this is going to get affected the most, the Dow Jones and the travel names. This is where I would be staying away from. I'd be staying away from the Dow here. What I would be more focusing on is the NASDAQ and seeing if the tech can be resilient and if tech can trade higher still, or at least hold up in this type of environment. So the answer that you may have came here for was, do I buy now, right? Is this the time to buy? Do I buy it on Monday? Do I just say, you know what, I'm going to go buy on Monday and see what happens? I would absolutely say no to that. I would say you need to be a little bit cautious about how this sort of works out. I know a lot of you may think that this is a total overreaction, and I'm with you on that. But you can't just blindly buy something because of that feeling and that emotion that you have. Right now, the charts are not telling you to buy. There's no indicator. There's nothing technically here or any levels or retest levels or price action that would tell me that I'm just going to go ahead and buy here on Monday. If this thing was back at 15.7, if this was a pullback back to 15.7 and we started to consolidate, then maybe, yes, I could say with some confidence that, yes, I think maybe we can possibly find a bottom here and buy off of this. But right now, we're in no man's land. We're broken below the 20 SMA. We're not finding any structure just yet. It's too early to say whether this is a buying opportunity. So I saw what Kramer said. He said don't buy yet, and I have to agree with him here. Now, I know I'm not going to base my decisions off what Kramer says, but this is just too early here, guys, in the beginning of this news, and technically it's also very early. If you look at the technicals, this is the first red candle through the 20 SMA. We'll have to see how this works out next week. If we start to hold up, we start to hold that 20, or we hold this 15.9 or even this 15.7, then I could say, okay, structure's there, buyers are stepping in. Now I'm okay, dabbling a little bit. But am I going to go out on Monday and start buying stuff? I don't think so, guys. I'm going to let this work out a little bit, see how this plays out. Make sure to be patient. Make sure to read the price action. Don't just buy this because your emotions are telling you that this is an overreaction. You might be right, but right now I think it is too early. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not always right, but that is my honest opinion. So with that said, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here. That's the NASDAQ, the ES, the Dow, my feelings on the market, my feelings on, where we are right now with this dip. Do you buy it yet? Do you be a little bit patient? Me personally, I'm a little bit patient here to see if we can start to hold up at some of these structure points. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for today's video. I think it's still a little bit early to just go ahead and buy on Monday. I think you take Monday or Tuesday, see how the market reacts, see what it does here, see if it starts to hold some previous structure, see if the buyers step in. I think you want to be patient there. You don't need to be the first person in line to buy this dip. Let it start to hold up. Let the knife start to slow down, and then try to take advantage of that momentum back to the upside. We'll see how this all works out. Hopefully this is not something that we need to be worried about, for an extended period of time. I'm hoping that this blows over. I'm hoping that we can find some dip buy opportunities and go back to business as usual. We'll see what happens. This could be my famous last words, but let's see what occurs next week. Make sure to stay updated with us in the Discord chat, and also every single morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern on the live streams. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.